God bless everyone. I'm Iris Budlayan from BSMT2. So here we go, the St. Thomas Aquinas philosophy. So to further know who is St. Thomas Aquinas. So St. Thomas Aquinas, he is a St. Thomas Aquinas was a Catholic priest in Dominican order and one of the most important medieval philosophers and the theologians. He was eminently influenced by scholasticism and Aristotle and known for his synthesis of the two aforementioned traditions. Although he wrote many works of philosophy and theology throughout his life, his two monumental works are the Summa Theologica and Summa Contra Gentiles. But his most influential work is the Summa Theologica that extensively discusses man, which consists of three parts: the God, ethics, and Christ. Okay, next, we talk about the domestic philosophy of St. Thomas Aquinas. Man is substantially body and soul. The soul is united with the human body because it is the substantial form of the human body. It is the principle of action in the human body and the principle of life of the body. But the soul, however, requires the body as the material medium for its operation, particularly perception. Soul has operative functions which do not need immaterial medium. They are the man's intellect and will. Thus, at death, intellection and will remain in the soul, which is immortal, simple, and incorruptible. Lastly, the body and soul before death are essentially united. It is because of two exist in the correlative manner. Okay, next, we talk about the works of Thomas Aquinas. No single work of St. Thomas Aquinas can be said fully to reveal his philosophy. His works may be classified according to their form and purpose. So, second is the principal ones or the commentary in the sentences. It is a series of public lectures. His earliest great work, The Seven Questions Disputable. The philosophical commentaries on Aristotle Physics, Metaphysics, De Anima, Ethics, part of the De Interpretation, and the Posterior Analytics. Treatises on many subjects, including the Summa Contra Gentiles, and most important of all is the Summa Theologica. This is an incompatible but systematic exposition of theology and philosophical principles of St. Thomas' philosophy as avowedly Aristotelian. The methods and distinctions of Aristotle are adapted to revelation. Okay, next, we have the 5 positive statements about the divine qualities or the nature of God. The first one is God is simple. Why? Because without the composition of parts such as body and soul or matter and form. The second one is God is perfect. Because there is lacking of nothing in God. Third one is God is infinite and not limited in the ways that created beings are physically, intellectually, and emotionally limited. The fourth one is God is immutable and incapable of change in respect of essence and character. The last one, God is one, such that God's essence is the same as God's existence. Okay, next we have the St. Thomas Aquinas distinguished the 4 kinds of law. The first one is the eternal law. It is a degree of God that governs all creations. It is that law which is the supreme reason cannot be understood to be otherwise than unchangeable and eternal. The second one is the natural law. It is the human, the participation in the eternal law and is discovered by our reason. The natural law is based on the first principles. So when we sing natural law, it is a first precept of the law that good is to be done and promoted. So the third one is the human law. It is a natural law applied by governments and societies. The fourth one is divine law, the specially revealed law in the scriptures. So there will be 5 rational proofs for the existence of God. This is 5 ways according to St. Thomas Aquinas. The first one is the argument of the unmoved mover. Everything that is moved by a mover. So therefore, there is an unmoved mover from whom all motion proceeds, which is God. The third one is the argument of the first cause. Everything that is caused by something else. So therefore, there must be an uncaused cause of all caused things, which is God. Next is the argument from contingency. There are contingent beings in the universe which may either exist or not. It is impossible for everything in the universe to be contingent, as something cannot come of nothing. So there must be a necessary being whose existence is not contingent on any other being, which is God. The next one is the argument from degree. There are various degrees of perfection which may be found throughout the universe. So there must be a pinnacle of perfections from which lesser degrees of perfection derive, which is God. The last is the theological argument or the argument from design. All natural bodies in the world, which are themselves unintelligent, act towards ends, which is the characteristic of intelligence. Therefore, there must be an intelligent being that guides all natural bodies towards their ends, and which is God. Okay, right? Okay, lastly is, and this is the Aquinas stated, Thomas defined the 4 cardinal virtues as prudence, temperance, justice, and fortitude. The cardinal virtues are natural and revealed in nature, and they are binding on everyone. There are 3 theological virtues. We have the faith, hope, and charity. They are somewhat supernatural and are distinct from other virtues and their object, and namely God. Okay? So that would be all about my philosophy of St. Thomas Aquinas. I hope there will be something you've learned about what I am discussing about the St. Thomas Aquinas. Thank you!